Today I will be talking about how to bandage a horse. We will start with the polo wrap. The polo wrap is generally used in exercise to protect the horse from hitting its fetlocks. It is also used as a form of fashion. Polo wrap is not used to support the leg. For that we would need a hard cast. Before we begin with the polo wrap, we need to wrap up the polo. We start with the Velcro facing inside and stick it back onto itself. We start tightly wrapping it until you get to the end of the polo. While we are wrapping the polo, we want to keep it off the ground to keep it clean. Before we start wrapping, we also want to make sure that the horse's leg is clean, which is why I'm brushing it off. To start, we put the polo in the middle of the cannon bone on the inside. We wrap it from front to back, inside to outside. We want to keep equal tension and equal laps going down to the leg. I roll slowly down, making sure there are no wrinkles. As I get to the bottom of the fetlock, I will go diagonally down to the back of the leg and then diagonally up to the front of the leg to create an upside down V. This is more aesthetically pleasing and allows full flexion of the fetlock. I will continue wrapping up the leg with equal pressure and equal laps. I am also making sure that there are no wrinkles in the polo wraps. I will try to end right below the knee, and if I do it right, the Velcro should end on the outside with the Velcro facing backwards. This is the best place for the Velcro as the horse can't accidentally kick it off while working. To remove the polo wrap, you want to take the bandage off as quickly and calmly as possible so as not to spook the horse. The foot bandage is used when the horse throws a shoe or if it has a hot nail or abscess that we want to take care of. Before we can start bandaging the foot, we need to get our materials together, which includes making the duct tape square. To begin, I start by cutting 4 equal length pieces of duct tape. I put them close together and make a square. Then I cut 4 more pieces of duct tape and lay them over the other way to make a grid-like square of tape.
On my bandaging practical, I got points off at first because I didn't.
I usually make my square 4 by 4, but you may have to go more or less depending on the size of your horse's foot.
The squares pretty enough.
After I make the grid, I cut at least 4 more strips of duct tape and set them aside as they will help us secure the duct tape to the foot. Before I begin wrapping the foot, I want to pick the foot out and make sure there is no dirt in there. After we clean the foot, we put on whatever medication we want on a Telfa pad. Since Dylan is not injured, I will not be using the Telfa pad. We then put the diaper around his foot. This adds cushioning. We secure the diaper with the fastenings that come on it. After the diaper is secure, we use vet wrap to secure the diaper even further to the foot. We do not go above the coronary band because we could cut off circulation if we put it on too tight. So usually we leave that to the vet. You can go up the pastern with the vet wrap, but you need to be very, very careful about not putting any pressure on it whatsoever. This will keep the dirt out of the wrap. Vet wrap is very expensive, so I will be trying to use the least amount I possibly can.
You know that there's a human there, yes.
I wrap it around the diaper and the foot to keep it in place. Then I cut it and stick it back to itself.
Very nice. And then secure it to itself.
Once the vet wrap is on, I use the duct tape square I made earlier and put it on the horse's foot. I fold over the edges to duct tape them into place. I then use those 4 extra pieces I cut up to secure it even further.
And then I'm gonna secure one of them here because I can already see it falling apart. And then I put the foot gently down, and he is standing on top of himself.
Oh, good job.
To remove the foot wrap, I asked Dylan to raise his foot. Then I cut through the vet wrap, duct tape, and diaper with my scissors to take it off.
It's really difficult to cut. Yeah, cut down it, and then you can slide it off.
Once I cut through the bandage, I can slide it off easily.
Struggle bus. There you go. Now, hopefully you got through the vet wrap. Oh, you did. The diapers under the vet wrap.
The next bandage I will be showing you is the standing bandage. It is used to reduce swelling, to apply a sweat, a poultice, or to cover an injury to keep contaminants out. Before we start bandaging, we must also roll up the pillow wrap. It is similar to the polo wrap, where you just do it tightly and neatly. Once I'm done wrapping the pillow wrap, I go on to the track wrap. I wrap it the same way as the polo wrap. I fold the Velcro back on itself and keep rolling it up as tightly as I possibly can. This will make applying it to the horse much easier. With his leg clean, we start using the pillow wrap. We start on the inside of the leg and go around the front of the leg towards the back of the leg. This wrap starts right below the knee and goes down past the fetlock. We wrap the pillow snug and free of wrinkles without being too tight or too loose. I wrap slowly, double checking the wrap as I go to make sure there are no lumps or bumps that could cause discomfort for the horse. Once that's done, I get my track wrap and I tuck the end of it underneath the pillow wrap, halfway down the cannon bone. This wrap goes in the same direction as the pillow wrap, which means I start on the inside and I wrap from front to back, inside to outside. As I wrap, I make sure the pressure is equal all the way down the leg and that the laps are also even. This will Make sure I do not cord the horse or cut off circulation. Just like in the polo wrap, I angle diagonally down towards the back of the fetlock and then diagonally up towards the front of the leg to create that upside down V. I continue wrapping up, making sure I have equal laps and pressure. As well as watching the outside of the horse's leg, I use my hand to feel on the inside of the leg to make sure there are no wrinkles or bumps. I slowly make it up to about an inch below the pillow wrap. I secure my track wrap with the Velcro, making sure that it is on the outside so the horse cannot pull it off. To remove the standing wrap, I unvelcro it and quickly and calmly unravel it to get it off of his leg as fast as I can. The next bandage I will show you how to do is an injury bandage. It is used to cover an injury that needs ointment or to be covered up to keep it from getting contaminated. I start by using a non-stick Telfa pad to pick up ointment from its container and place it over the injury. In this case, I'm using chlorhexidine because Dylan is not actually injured.
I need that. Oh, his boo-boo is right there. Good boo-boo. Stay there, boo-boo.
I then use roll gauze to wrap it around the non-stick gauze pad to make it stay in place.
Stuff on it. Maybe. What? I know, right? It's like they got it. Looks like they got it from a trash can.
Once I wrap the roll gauze around enough times to keep the Telfa in place, I cut it off and stick it back onto itself.
The trash can? What the hell? That little string. Okay. You can tell I'm laughing.
Once we cover the wound, we start doing a standing wrap. Just like in a normal standing wrap, we start right below the knee on the inside of the horse's leg. We wrap from front to back, inside to outside.
You seem very hyper.
He does. It's because we haven't done shit all day. Actually, we've been doing shit all day. It's the opposite.
He's been doing
We literally have only been home for like an
I straighten out the bandage and make sure there are no wrinkles. Then I get my track wrap and start wrapping it just like in a normal standing bandage. I wrap from inside to outside, front to back.
Please don't do anything to whatever divot he has. Stop it. Alright.
Really should be getting this one set up, but that's cool because you already have one set up.
Yeah, I do.
No big deal.
It is a joke. That's why I'm waiting till the night before. Lord. Oh, I hate when the pillow does that.
When it slides.
Yeah, and it does the
Yeah.
thing in front. Where did you even find the popcorn? Oh, it's
He was working the concession stand.
Oh, okay. Right, I forgot it was not for fun. Please stop.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Did you pop an into Dylan's mouth?
He really likes it.
Dylan?
Yeah.
I told you he likes it.
True. I gave my cat popcorn once,
Oh god.
and now anytime you
Does it matter which way I unwrap it? Or wrap it, I mean.
In an injury bandage, we usually add elasticon at the top and bottom of the wrap. Here I'm just doing it on the bottom because elasticon is also expensive. You pull the elasticon off of its roll and then gently place it on the horse's leg, half on the leg and half on the wrap.
Strong. Lay. Lay down. Oh. There.
To take off an injury bandage, I start by taking off the elasticon. I then unvelcro the track wrap and unroll it quickly and calmly to get it off the horse as fast as I can. Just like in a standing wrap, you also remove the pillow. Then you remove the roll gauze and the non-stick Telfa pad. Afterwards, you clean off the leg and you may have to rewrap again. The stack wrap is started just like a standing bandage, except it's lower down, so it can't slide down and it will anchor the other wrap and keep them both in place. Just like in the standing wrap, I make sure my leg is clean, and then I start wrapping the pillow around the leg. Starting from the inside, I will be wrapping front to back, inside to outside. As I finish wrapping the pillow, I add the track wrap. I will put it halfway down the cannon bone, and I will make sure it has equal pressure and equal laps. Just like the polo wrap, injury wrap, and standing wrap, I bring the track wrap diagonally down and back, and then diagonally up and forward to create that V. This will keep from shavings getting underneath the standing wrap. At equal laps, I finish right below the pillow wrap. My Velcro ends up on the outside of the horse's leg, which is the perfect place for it. Next, we use the wrap that we just made as a shelf and anchor for the next wrap. We want to put the second pillow wrap directly on top of the standing wrap we just made.
because you have
Me as a father.
a girl who's younger than you as your father, and then you'd have to wonder, what, has your whole life been a lie?
Once we wrap the second pillow, we grab our extra long track wrap, tuck it under the pillow, starting in the middle of the top pillow, and we keep even pressure and laps as we go down the leg and wrap halfway down the first wrap. At about this point, I start rolling my wrap back up the leg so I can get back to within 1 inch of the pillow wrap. I am still making sure my laps have even pressure and are equal as I get to the top of the leg. Right here, my track wrap does not have Velcro, so I will be using masking tape to secure it in place. I will start the masking tape at the top of the track wrap, and I will spiral it down just as I would if it were a wrap itself. I make sure I don't use any pressure and that I just place it on the track wrap itself. I go down at least 3 spirals to make sure it stays in place. This keeps the whole track wrap in place. To remove the stack wrap, I undo the masking tape first. Then I undo the long black track wrap, as well as the top pillow wrap.
He was snoozing. I guess you want to just do pictures for the elastic on.
I then unwrap the single standing wrap by unvelcroing it and unraveling it quickly and calmly to get it off the horse's leg. Thank you for watching.